Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Lorian, I'm a mum of 5 and I love to make my children's birthday cakes. So this video is me making birthday cake. Usually my videos will be vlogs, routines, meals of the week, food hauls, all things like this, but when it's their birthday I like to make them cake. So today is Horatio's birthday and I made him a Huggy Wuggy cake. He's at school at the moment and then when he comes home we'll be going out for dinner. He's chosen to go to Pizza Hut. They always like to choose somewhere to go for dinner. I like to try and do like little things that they might like and remember, so going out for dinner is something they do always remember. And they like to choose somewhere, so he chose Pizza Hut. So at the moment I'm going to make Huggy Wuggy's body and I'm sticking a cocktail stick in just to hold him all together. So I'm making 2 because one is for his party. He's having a party next weekend. So one is for that and one is for his birthday. Today on his cakes means I'll be making 2 cakes, but it wasn't too hard to make. These are the hardest things. Curtis saw me doing it. He was playing on his Nintendo Switch. He was playing Zelda and he saw me doing it and he wanted to come and help me. He felt sorry for me. I was fine. He felt sorry for me. So he came and made one too and he did an amazing job. Yeah, so we've done their bodies. Now we're going to make the legs and the arms. The legs and the arms use a rough guide of doing them 2 times the size of the body that you've made and it should come out in proportion to Huggy Wuggy. And then when you've made them, you round in the cuffs. He's got like big cuffs and then you want to put his hands in those too. I made the mistake of not cuffing his legs and you need to cuff his legs. I use cocktail sticks to hold his feet in, but you should cuff the legs to help the feet hold in. Also, I would say make sure that it is holding on something that you can easily move him off because obviously he's very fragile. And yeah, make sure he's sitting how you'd like him to sit on your cake because it's going to dry that way. I sort of wish that I made it so his legs were dangly either side of the Horatio sign that I've put on his cake, but this is how I did it. My first go doing it. Maybe I'll change it for his party, depending on how Curtis's one comes off the board, whether it breaks or not, and we need to make another. So yeah, we're just doing his legs and then after we have done that we're going to snip all over his body to like give his fur effect. And our scissors were not very sharp. I didn't really think it over and I'm definitely not a cake baker, but I would say make sure you got some sharp pointed ended scissors, not like rounded end, so that you can get some like really sharp snips in. So once you've cuffed his sleeves, stick it all on and then you are going to want to make his head. And I made his hands and feet last. So in 2 days it is my daughter Flossie's birthday on Friday the 20th, so I'm going to make her a frozen cake, which I think I'm going to start tonight when we get back from being out for Horatio's birthday and they all go to bed. I think I'll sit down and start to make the figures and then I'll make the cake tomorrow. It's like I get a day in between to make sure I've sorted everything, so it's just really not enough time. Don't have children 2 days apart. Yeah, so I'm going to make her a frozen cake. I think I'm going to do Olaf and Elsa, hopefully. I'm hoping I can do them. After this week's done it will be nice to sit down and relax because I've been very busy with cakes and everything. So as you can see now we are just snipping all over the body. You just want to do it everywhere. I didn't do the back of him because I just thought he's sitting on a cake. It seemed a little bit pointless. Definitely is pointless because you can't see it. So now we're on to Huggy Wuggy's head and I looked, as you can see on my phone, on some pictures on Google of Huggy Wuggy just to sort of get the head shape right and the mouth and everything and then sort of make sure the size was proportion with his body. And once you've done that you will need a little ball cake pen to outline his mouth, and you want to do a dot either side and then all the way around, and make sure you leave a dip because his mouth goes down in the middle. And then smooth out his mouth, and you're going to want to fill that with some black sugar paste. You could paint it black, but I used some black sugar paste and I filled it in, and just smooth it with the end of your cake pen, and yeah, it fits in quite nicely. His eyes, you want to make sure that they are low enough in the recess of his mouth, so where his mouth dips down, you want to put his eyes just above that. And then you're going to put some white sugar paste, like some balls, and push them into the holes. Little black on top. Make sure you leave a small rim of white around the edge of the black. And then you want to then put a little white dot on top just to make his pupil. But yeah, this bit I did actually find quite easy. It's not too difficult. Horatio's absolutely Huggy Wuggy obsessed. He loves anything that's like scary. So for his birthday, we got him lots of the merchandise from the store online. We got him like Hug-a-Pillar, Mummy Long Legs, Daddy Long Legs, Bonzo Bunny. He just loves it. Horatio's a really fun person to buy for because he has like some really solid interests. So he's like really keen on what he likes, and he really knows what he likes. It's just really interesting because you see something and you just know that Horatio is absolutely going to adore it. So now I have done the recess. Before I put the colouring in his mouth and eyes, I'm just going to snip all around his head again. I'm going to leave out the back just to give the effect again of his fur. And then this is where we are going to do the colour. So this is for his lips. So first you want to do his lips, and you need to roll it nice and thin, and then just yeah, it's just a really easy bit, to be honest. It looks so much harder than it is, and I think the character looks so much more complicated than he was to make. So now you need some white sugar paste and you need to cut some teeth out. So we used a knife and a cake knife. Mine was just not very good. But yeah, we just snipped out some teeth. You just want to do some rough triangles, some bigger ones, some smaller ones, and then just stick them straight into his mouth. Then I'm going to get on with his feet and his hands. So Curtis said I should get a cocktail stick and sort of make the hole for his head first. I'm not sure I did need to, but maybe it was handy. And I'm also propping up some bits behind to make sure they hold up properly and they don't fall back just while they set, so they set sitting upright. And then we're going to get on with his hands and feet, which are yellow. They're quite simple. You just need a couple of balls of yellow icing sugar and then just round them up, flatten them where you're going to stick them in. And yeah, as I said, we made the mistake of not making a cuff on his legs, so you need to make a cuff on his legs and then round them off, cut for his thumb, and then the others just do an indent on the icing sugar so that will like indent his other fingers. I do really enjoy to make the cakes. Usually I make them on my own, but Curtis came and helped me this time and we just had such a laugh. He really makes me laugh because if something goes wrong, he just comes out with like the funniest expressions and it just makes me laugh so much. So we stuck his feet on and then it was time to do the cake. So now is Huggy Wuggy's bow tie, which is the final piece of Huggy Wuggy. So you just roll out some blue icing sugar nice and thin, wrap it round his neck and then snip it and just make sure it's lined up properly. And then you want to make 2 little hoops the same size and then 2 bits of string hanging down. I found it quite simple, and just glue those on. So yeah, they are Huggy Wuggies. Mine is on the left and Curtis on the right, and I love them. I think they are so cute. They came out so well. Horatio was really impressed with it. So is Flossie. She keeps asking to eat it. We haven't cut the cake yet because Horatio's at school, and then we'll be going straight out to Pizza Hut. So hopefully when we get back we can do the cake. But yeah, now I did this the night before I did the cake. So you want to give them at least a day just to harden and set properly before you stick them on top of the cake. So now I'll show you how I iced my cake. For my cake, I made 4 Madeira sponges. I used a recipe on BBC, I will link below, and I times it by 4. I made 4 of them. In between the layers, I put some Swiss meringue buttercream and some jam. Usually Horatio wants chocolate cake, but this time he wanted vanilla, which I was very surprised about. But I did 1 coat of Swiss meringue around the cake it's called like a crumb coating. So if you put that around it when you've stacked it and layered it, and then pop it in the fridge, and it sets it, it keeps it hard, and it means that when you put your top layer on, you won't get crumbs in it because that's all under in your crumb layer. Definitely really helps to do that, so make sure you do that. So I'm going to do a layer of the blue, and I'm going to get it as smooth as I can, and then I'm going to pop that in the fridge. And at that time I then went for a bath and relaxed, which really helped me to get on with the evening. My head was pounding that night. Yeah, so I did another coat, and actually Curtis smoothed it for me, and my goodness, he did an incredible job. He did say that because he's a joiner, he does so much like wood filling and things, and he has to be really precise and careful for that. And yeah, he said it helped him. I was really amazed at how well he smoothed it out and did the top edges and everything. I was really impressed by it. He did such a good job. So now I'm going to put his name on the cake. I'm going to roll out some red, and then I'm going to stick the plaque that I bought on that. I got that off Etsy, and I'm really happy with it. I got like a more girlier design for Flossie, like more curlier letters, and then I'm just going to cut round it. I was thinking of doing like a sort of rectangle shape, but as it turned out, it sort of looked like a superhero sign. So Curtis said leave it like that, they look really good. So I'm just going to cut all around that, and then we're going to get to actually decorating the cake, which is the fun part because it's where it just all starts to come together. So I tried to make sure it was in the middle of the cake as much as I can, but because I just made it and I couldn't have left it so that it was hard, or it wouldn't have like bent round the cake, so it had to be soft. It was like smudging as I pushed it around, so I had to be really careful. And then it was Operation Huggy Wuggy, and we were really scared we were going to break him, and he didn't break, and he looked amazing on top of the cake. And then I'm going to pipe all around the edge just to give a neat finish at the bottom of the cake. And I wasn't sure what to put on top. I said to Curtis it sort of was a bit plain, and I was just going to do some random piping. And then he came up with a fantastic idea, which was to cut out some squares. They would be the Poppy Playtime factory floor, which is on the Huggy Wuggy. Huggy Wuggy is in the Poppy Playtime factory. So yeah, that's what the floor is. I didn't know that, but Curtis knew that, and Horatio knew that. When he saw it, he was amazed and said he loves the floor. So you will see us do the final touches to the cake. I will also pop a video up of the vlog of Horatio's birthday, so you'll see his little reaction to his presents and his cake and everything. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you all for your lovely kind messages as always. You're just always so nice to me, all of you, and I really appreciate it. You're all just such lovely friends. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you at my next video.